So, Nita, like me, you work in access education, you have done for a while. We've seen adult education really smashed in the last few years, haven't we? What effect do you think that's had for students like our students?
It's becoming more and more difficult for them to want to do what they want to do. They're already marginalised by us having been situated in a sort of very deprived area, and when they're wanting to come and join us, there's the fees that they now have to pay. Again, very difficult for some of them. Many of them, I sit and talk to them and they can't even afford the bus fare to actually come to college. They've sat in break times, and it's awful because they can't go and they can't even buy lunch, and yet they're desperate to have an education. And education, we come to the core again. Education should be free for all, as Jeremy Corbyn says, and it's been taken away from them bit by bit as FE has just been decimated over the last few years.
We've got a real opportunity to change the face of FE, I think, haven't we, with the growing youth vote and the popularity of the National Education Service, which obviously has a big place for FE in it. We're both big Corbyn supporters, obviously. He's amazing. But what can and should UCU be doing as a union to seize this opportunity, this moment of change?
Well, we should be there. We should be at the core of what Jeremy stands for as well. He does stand with us, and I mean, he's the only politician that actually talks about FE. I mean, I don't hear it, and I've not heard for many, many years, apart from when they're saying they're cutting funding when FE comes into the mix. And we should be working more closely together with him, and I think we do, but I think we need to drive it a little bit stronger and make it, and we have been part of his manifesto, and he has collaborated with UCU, but make it stronger and make it more vocal. And we need to be shouting about it. And I'd like to be in the position where I can say I have come from FE. I am from FE. I've lived and breathed some of the most difficult times that FE has encountered, and I think I would be able to do that.
Definitely. In here in Birmingham, because we're at Nita's branch at Bourneville and the Black Country where I work, we've seen brutal effects of what happens when working class communities just get abandoned and left behind. So we're at Longbridge, where a whole industry was shut down with the Rover plant, with really long-term effects. Austerity since then. We've always got the far right on the march across Black Country and Birmingham. So what role does defending our colleges and defending FE have in terms of defending these communities and taking this on?
Because we're giving them a voice. People need to have their own voice. And in order for them to have the voice, they need to have choice. And that choice comes through education, and the choice of having that education, and being able to say that we don't want that kind of radical extremism living next door to us. That voice within the colleges where they can actually live and learn and be able to fight off that radical right-wing rhetoric that is coming through, not only from the communities that they're living in, but from the actual government that we have. And that's quite scary, so that it's coming from the top, it's being legitimised through the right-wing press, and we need to stop that. And we can do that by making our communities stronger, giving the voice to counteract this terrible, terrible right-wing rhetoric that we're listening to.
Oh, definitely. Oh, Nita, I've always really admired your passion and your grit, and I think you're really respected for your determination and your energy on NEC in the West Midlands region and here at your branch. I've been hearing that today as well. So what do you think these qualities, if you're able to get those qualities in as a president, what will those qualities do for UCU?
I work very, very hard for what I believe in, and equality is at the core of everything I do. Everything I do, whether I'm here, whether I'm out on the street, whether I'm with my children, at all times. I mean, and I bang on about it to my students as well, and sometimes they get a little bit tired of hearing from it. So equality for everyone and a fairness for everyone. I mean, if I had my own party, I'd call it the Fair Society Party. And again, I'm like laughed at, but really the essence is equality and fairness for all.
If you're elected, you'll be UCU's first black president, which is more than due. I think one reason you and me get on so well really is what you're saying, that the equalities issues and the need to fight for equalities issues within the union and more generally are central to how we think. But obviously there'll be a big symbolic importance of a black woman president in a time where we've got Prevent, we've got student deportations, we've got threats to our migrant members, all of this stuff's going on. What do you think your presidency will do for equalities in the union?
It will make it more visible, and I think visibility from the top of our union for our black members hasn't been there. I'm not saying that our union is not doing a great job. Our union does an amazing job, and the people at the top work very, very hard. But there are certain areas that we could work harder at. And hopefully, when I'm president, vice president, then, you know, hopefully I can drive those issues more forward. And our members will actually see, you know, look, yes, this is a person that is black and also now driving, being a driving force for equality and diversity for everyone, for all. And, you know, having a visual presence, I think, will make the union stronger. And that's what it's about. It's not about individuals, and it should never be about the individuals. We are a collective, and we should work as a collective. And I think together we could become so much more stronger.
Definitely. Well, as the chair of West Midlands and now FE Midlands NEC rep, I've worked with Nita for quite a while now, and I'm just really thrilled that she's standing. It is time for our first black president, so please vote for Nita and also vote for the UCU left slate for a grassroots-led union which will lead the fight for education from the cradle to the grave.
Yes, ditto.